4 of this Eastern Conference semifinal series, the starting lineups for both teams. Of course, the change for the Chicago Bulls, Stacey King, and for the absent Scottie Pippen, same lineup for the Philadelphia 76ers. Head coach of the Chicago Bulls, Phil Jackson. And the head man for the 76ers, Jim Lynam from nearby St. Joseph's. As far as the 76ers are concerned, Tommy, there is no place like home, and they plan to try and prove that today. The officials for today's contest, Earl Strom, the veteran, of course, Bill Oakes, and Jack Neves.
Well, Barkley has to not let the double teams that were so effective in Chicago take the ball out of his hands. He did not do that on Friday night. Very effective early.
Jaminski controlling the tap for the 76ers. This is Johnny Dawkins. Into Charles Barkley, who was simply a man on Friday night, starting off early with the basket.
Well, you put him down there on the baseline and get a pick for him. Awfully difficult to double team.
Jordan over Hawkins, and Michael Jordan getting off early. 5 of 6 misses from the floor in the first quarter on Friday night. He starts off quickly today.
And that also was a key to the early good start of the Sixers. But Michael Jordan hitting from the outside, very, very good sign for the Bulls. Here's the double team developing. He tries to slide through. Before it totally gets set up, he ends up on the free throw line. That's what he was not doing out in Chicago, making quick moves to the hoop against those potential double teams.
Just a monumental effort on Friday night. Charles Barkley, as I mentioned at the top, 34 points, 20 rebounds, 10 of those off of the offensive glass, and led the way offensively with 8 assists.
You know, he's the emotional leader, and sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. But boy, did they feed off it.
And what was bad there, Charles Barkley 0 for 2 at the free throw line. And Stacey King picks up his second personal foul, team second for the Chicago Bulls. King, of course, hoping to get off quickly today in place of Scottie Pippen. Dawkins being defended by John Paxson. Over Paxson.
Johnny Dawkins needs a lot of confidence. He was hitting wide open jumpers out in Chicago on the doubling of Charles Barkley. Now they're letting him go for his shot unimpeded.
He had 16 on Friday night. Michael Jordan misses the 3, rebounded by Barkley. This is what he did Friday, starting the break to Hawkins.
And John Paxson right down, trying to take a charge, but right over the top. What a strong shot.
A quick 6-2 lead by the Sixers. Grant. Jaminski with the rebound.
Right now, here comes the speed of the Sixers, boy, and that's where it was so effective. Barkley rebounding, pushing it up the court after the rebound, much like Magic Johnson with the Lakers off the rebound, and there's 4 of them up there fast. That's where the speed advantage right now, without Pippen being in, might show up.
A nice controlled shot by Hawkins. This is Stacey King operating on Mahorn. Rick with the rebound. Dawkins most effective when he's penetrating as well, Tommy, creating for the offense. Barkley operating on Horace Grant. And Charles very careless with passes on Friday night. 5 left on the shot clock. Jaminski.
Mike Jaminski is a weapon in the potentially in this game, and certainly was the other night with that outside shot.
Phil Jackson signals for a 20-second timeout as the Sixers have not missed from the field. 4 of 4. And Philadelphia too pleased to be back home. Game 1 in Chicago, all Chicago. They won it by 11. Michael Jordan, 39 points. Game 2, the same as Chicago, moved out and won that one, 101-96. Jordan, 45 points. Game 3 back home, completely different. Charles Barkley dominated from start to finish, both ends of the floor. 2-1 lead. Michael Jordan averaging 44 points in the series as he had 49 on Friday night.
Well, he has taken his team on his shoulders, but they were not able in Game 3 to play their type of basketball, running aggressive basketball. And they need to try and do that this afternoon. Get Jordan loose and Grant loose in the open court.
Key matchups for Chicago. Horace Grant on Barkley and King being defended by Mahorn. Jordan, always a key person, period. Michael Jordan with 4 points in the early going, and it's an 8-4 Philadelphia lead. Zelinski posting up with Stacey King. Left-handed hook shot by Mike Zelinski wasn't pretty, but effective.
Well, he's working against a rookie, and they decided to test him in a low post. That's not one of his real strong points, but against a rookie, it might be.
Philadelphia yet to miss from the field, 5 of 5. Here's King with the running left-handed hook. Cartwright rebound and scores over top of Zelinski. Bill Cartwright did not score a point Friday night. 0 for 2 from the floor in 27 minutes of action. Need more production from him.
Well, they got to get him the ball, but the Sixers were double-teaming him in the low post. He's not real good beating that double team.
Zelinski with the second jump hook shot. This one with the right hand.
He's got a height advantage on Stacey King. They may end up having to double Zelinski in a low post, and that'll turn Barkley and the Sixer guards loose.
I don't think Zelinski forgot how abused he was by King in Chicago in Game 2 as Bill Cartwright is called for steps. Turnover Chicago, ball Philadelphia.
Zelinski's low post defense was suspect out in Chicago. They helped him out when the ball went in against Cartwright in Game 3 by doubling down. That time they didn't quite do it.
Hawkins into Zelinski, who's 3 of 3 from the floor. Dawkins penetrating where he's effective. Out to G-Man. Rebound, Mahorn. Barkley. Fouled by Horace Grant. First personal foul on Horace Grant. Third team foul.
This is where Barkley was immense in the third game. Mahorn puts it back off the glass, and Barkley really carves out space. That's where he punishes you.
And an offensive foul called on Hersey Hawkins. That's his first personal foul. 7:58 remaining in the first quarter as Jim Lynam, head coach of the 76ers, looking on his team out to a 12-6 lead in the early going. James Brown along with Tom Heinsohn and Jim Gray for Game 4 here in Philadelphia. King trying to use his quickness on Mahorn effectively that time.
He is a beautiful, and I say beautiful, low post player. Very few players have come into the league in their rookie year and dominated down over the box as well as Stacey King has.
Said he was always quick going to his left, developed a right move. Credits Tex Winter. And this is Mike Zelinski, rebounded by Grant. Chicago much prefers an up-tempo game. Jordan to King.
King, the power forward, out and on the wing, and that's a good sign for the Bulls.
Excuse me, Tommy. Rick Mahorn had his ankle stepped on that time. He's limping very badly and taking himself out of the offensive play to the bottom right of your screen. Trying to run it off. Mahorn passes inside to Zelinski. Mike Zelinski with 8 first-quarter points.
What a surprise. Zelinski usually effective in this series from 18 feet. Now he's scoring inside.
Jordan. A concentrated effort on Jordan's part, concerted effort to get off in the first quarter, unlike Friday night where he coasted through the first 2 quarters.
And I think it's a good move on Jordan's part to establish what he's going to do early to help the emotion of his ball club.
GM car or truck faster?
And some people out there don't believe that I have a mother, but I do. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, with all my love. And happy Mother's Day to my sisters and my other family.
You're going to see Rick Mahorn right now coming in for the rebound and just twisting his knee as there was a collision. Let's look at it from another angle. Gets entwined and got hurt.
Well, Tommy, we'll find out how badly. Let's go over to Jim Gray with the report from the Sixers bench. Jimmy?
Okay, James, what happened to Rick Mahorn is he sprained the inside of his left knee. He's grimacing. He's having trouble putting any weight on it. Now, Tony Harris, the Sixers trainer, is working with him. Mahorn just told me that he's all right. It's just really sore. He thinks he'll be back.
All right, Jim. And Rick Mahorn, of course, hurt that right knee on Friday night, and now today the left knee.
Well, he's an important player, no doubt about it, to provide that banging that has caused concern to the Bulls. The intimidator that has at times taken the Bulls out of thinking of what they're supposed to do and worrying about him.
Ed Neely into the lineup now for the Chicago Bulls, replacing Stacey King, and Jordan comes over to block Barkley's shot, and Horace Grant aggressively on the boards. This is Michael.
Great move by Jordan, a little double pick up high, so on the up quick, Jordan just gets into the gut of the Sixer defense.
Michael Jordan with 8 first quarter points, had 16 in the first half on Friday night, obviously more determined here this afternoon. Ron Anderson for 3. That's his role off the bench for Philadelphia to score from the outside.
He's a great fast break player, and he can put it on the floor and also shoot threes.
Bill Cartwright can't get the roll. Jordan does, but misses the follow. This is Barkley. Out to Anderson. Good defensive rotation by Chicago. Dawkins. A 2-pointer by Johnny Dawkins, who has 4 points, 16 he scored on Friday.
Boy, they really need his outside shooting on that rotation of any kind of double teaming of Barkley.
Jordan. You wonder how this guy maintains his stamina as long and as well as he played on Friday night. He comes right back and takes matters in his own hand in the first quarter.
That's been the most amazing thing about Michael Jordan to date, is his stamina. How he's been able to elevate his game, play that hard, score 40, 50 points, and still do all the other things he does.
Well, Mike Jaminski doing what he does best, scoring. He's got 10 points in the first quarter. Mike Jaminski, not your typical center. He's kind of a perimeter center.
Well, against certain people, he can get the shot off, as we saw very well in the early part of this game against Stacey King, who kind of gives him his position, but he is more known for his outside shooting ability and passing.
Cartwright.
I'll tell you a guy that's banging right now for the Bulls. That's Grant.
Mike Jaminski getting a much-deserved hand as he takes a seat on the bench, replaced by Rick Mahorn. So it's Dawkins and Hawkins in the backcourt for Philadelphia. Rick Mahorn, Ron Anderson, and Charles Barkley for the 76ers. Anderson going by Grant. Paxson with the loose ball.
Great block out that time by Neely.
And John Paxson hustling down the court for the left-handed layup, scoring his first basket of the afternoon.
That's what they have to do more of. Get Paxson, Hodges, and Michael Jordan loose on the fast break before the Philadelphia defense gets totally set up.
21-18 Philadelphia lead. 3:36 remaining in the first period. Barkley going across the middle, fouled by Ed Neely. Now, Ed Neely is a big body, 6'7", 245 pounds. He's a seventh-year vet out of Vanderbilt, and he can use his weight to lean on Barkley.
But he's also a very fundamentally sound player. On the last play, he blocked out Charles Barkley off the boards and really never gave him a decent shot at the offensive rebound, something that the Bulls were not doing very effectively in Game 3.
Barkley was 0 for 2 from the free throw line last time up. Yet to find the range, and he's only got 2 points. John Paxson takes a seat on the bench as B.J. Armstrong checks in for the Chicago Bulls. B.J. Armstrong, a rookie out of Iowa, and he is playing like a veteran. As Barkley finally finds the range, 1 of 4 at the free throw line. B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright, Michael Jordan, Ed Neely, and Horace Grant, the 5 for the Chicago Bulls. Jordan. Barkley with the loose ball to Dawkins. Back to Barkley. Blocking foul on Michael Jordan. Count the basket for Charles Barkley.
On the long rebounds, Philadelphia's been jumping all over him and getting far out on the fast break very quickly. Dawkins makes a commitment to Barkley, and Jordan has to pick him up, and the bang doesn't work.
5 team fouls for Chicago. First on Jordan, and a 24-18 Sixers lead. NBA playoff action on tap for you today. Coming up next, it'll be Detroit against New York. Pistons lead 2-1 in that series, and some of you will see the Lakers against the Phoenix Suns 2-1.